2020 has been a really tough year for hotels. Every property out there knows that the number one thing they need to do is book more direct business. Go around the referral engines, get rid of some of those fees, and just book some more rooms direct. But there's a problem. I've looked at hundreds, maybe even thousands of hospitality websites, hotel websites, you name it. And I see the same mistakes over and over again. You got a beautiful brochure that does a really good job of showing your hotel, showing the property, showing the amenities, and then you have a booking engine attached. And those two things, you get some bookings from it, you get some direct. A lot of properties have done some things with their repeat visitors to get them to book direct the next time, giving out free Wi-Fi and breakfast and, all kinds of offers of whatnot. But there's another way. There's something else that you can do to draw them in and get more direct bookings. So one of the things I want you to think about is, how does Google search work? Okay, so you go to that little box, you type in what you want, and it shows you results. Now, as a property, if you're not producing unique content that's really valuable for visitors, then you don't have a reason to come to your website other than if a referring engine sends you there. Okay, you're not even showing up on Google in those types of searches. You can take lots of parallel types of words about your geography, about what's going on in the community, and write articles, create content for them that's really valuable. And what this will do is it'll draw in more bookings. Now look, I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times. I have a 4-part formula that we use to help properties create really, really unique brand content, okay? And it's called Primal Storytelling. There's 2 different parts to Primal Storytelling. There's the primal part, which talks about, the psychology and the anthropology of why people do something. Why do they take action? Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit. And then there's story structures. What are those story structures that you could take from literature, you could use to create brand content? Okay, so Primal Storytelling, it's a formula. And it looks like this, okay? So you've got story plus tribe plus emotion plus primal urges. Okay? So let's talk about the first one, story. Story has multiple parts. When you tell a story, you have characters, you have plot lines, you have a structure, just like in literature, okay? There are structures that you can use to tell brand stories in a really engaging way, in a way that almost no other property is doing. Basically the ones that I've worked with, okay? Second is tribe. What's tribe? Tribe is defining the exact persona of those people you're trying to attract to your property. It's getting deep into the psychographics and the demographics of them, okay? And I have an entire class that I teach just on tribe. Third are emotions. I'm not talking about just being happy or sad. I'm talking about the blended emotions that every person has when they make a decision. If you're not using scientific thought patterns, what science says about emotion, then you're really, really missing out with your marketing message. Okay, and finally, there's 9 primal urges that if you really understand them, that you can weave into your messages, you can weave into your stories, you can weave into your blogs, your white papers, your downloads, all of those things that are attracting people back to your pages, okay? These 4 parts together create primal stories that get direct traffic. Now look, every year, Google's doing 3 to 5 major core updates to their algorithm. 2.5 years ago, they did the hummingbird update. That was a cataclysmic change. In 2020, we've already had 2 major changes. And guess what? The May Google core change, it really deeply affected the travel industry. It affected your website. You might not even know this, okay? But here's one thing that Google doesn't do, is they never penalize great content. So if you're creating great content and they're drawing it back, you're drawing people to the website, maybe you have other websites that are linking to you because the content is so valuable, that's how you win. No matter what the algorithm changes are going to be, the better your content, the more traffic you're going to get, the more direct bookings.